morning, good evening, and namaste, friends. Omega Pyramid Dallas, PSSM Corporate, and Pyramid Valley International welcome all of you to the day 74 of Stillness Beat, your daily dose of meditation and wisdom. So, today being the weekend, the Sunday, we have the masterclass and we have yet another wonderful speaker with us to take us through the meditation and have a conversation about a very deep topic today. So I really welcome and I'm really honored to welcome Gaurav Paliwal sir from Canada. He is a little small introduction about him is he's a global director quality in automotive company and he has been into yoga and kriyas over 25 years ago. He came into this field and he has been exploring different schools of thought and meditation, and we have seen a very passionate researcher in him. He has been exploring quantum physics and spreading the knowledge and awareness of meditation, specifically in youth. And right now, his research field is into soul planning, and also we will talk a lot more about it. So please join me in welcoming Gaurav sir to Stillness Beat. Namaste, sir.
Namaskar, Rafiji, and thanks to you and all the masters who have joined here directly or indirectly. And thanks for inviting me in this, great initiative of yours. It's a combined initiative and it's really wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
And in any form of shape, if I can get connected with Omega Pyramid, then I always love it.
Yes, sir. So we'll start the session with the 40-minute meditation.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, masters, let's get into, some deep energy. Let's dive into deep meditation. So, for that, let's prepare ourselves to take off your glasses. In case if we are wearing socks or wristwatches, things like those, which is always improving your comfort level. We don't need those things for now, unless weather permit and you need socks, but otherwise it's advantageous not to wear. So masters, let's close our eyes. First, let's be comfortable. So if you need any rest, whether your back or otherwise, feel free. To get into deep meditation, we'll relax our body first. So let's place our attention to our face. As we move our attention, the energy flows and the body gets relaxed. So let's move our attention from head to toes slowly. So relax your face. Relax your neck, your shoulders. And let's move down to the spine, to your back. Take your attention slowly from the neck to the bottom of your spine. As you move, you can wiggle a little bit your body and you will feel that there is no stress and the body is relaxed. Once your back is relaxed, let's relax our hands and legs. So, dear masters, as our hands and legs are in cross posture, it gives advantage of a closed circuit. That means the cosmic energy stays within the body. Now that our body is relaxed, the next important thing is our breath. Let's slow down our breath so that it slows down our brain waves, our mind. And once our body and the mind are relaxed, it's easier to get into deeper meditation. For that, let's do slow breathing for just 2 minutes. That means slow down as per your comfort level. Slow exhale and slow inhale. If you know Anulom Vilom without a pause, you may do that as well. And as we slow down our breathing, it gives a clear message to the brain that you are safe. And once brain understands that, it allows you to get into deeper meditation because it slows down the brain waves. So naturally the resistance drop. Let's continue for another minute. Now, dear masters, let's get into deep meditation. For that, just observe your breath. As you breathe in, as you breathe out, stay connected with your breath. It is natural to have some thoughts during meditation. So whenever you realize you are stuck with a thought or some kind of movies going on in your mind, don't fight, don't feel bad. Just come out of it and start observing your breath again. So for next little while, stay connected with your breath, with your prana, which will connect you with your inner self. Your body and your mind are both relaxed. Ignore the thoughts that are bombarded with you, with or without your permission, and keep observing your breath. Every inhale brings a lot of cosmic energy in our body, which heals us. And every exhale takes a lot of toxins from our body. So let's continue. Observation of our breath, staying in connection with our breath. Let's do it together. Dear Masters, let's rub our palms together. Place the fingers on your eyes for 5 seconds. This will ensure the cosmic energy on your fingertip doesn't go waste. Through your eyes, it goes to your brain. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So slowly, very slowly, take the fingers off your eyes and your own comfort level. Slowly open your eyes. Come to your normal self. Come to your normal environment.
Thank you. Thank you, Gauravji, for that deep meditation. It was really very peaceful. Thank you so much. Our friends, thanks for meditating with us. And I hope all of us are back from meditation. Now let's get into the wisdom sharing. If all of us are back, let's move on to it. So, Gauravji, the topic that you have chosen for the day is three quotes. And you said currently you have been researching about this topic deeply and experimenting. So, please take us through this topic. We are eagerly waiting to listen to you.
Right. So let me share my screen. And this topic came into existence because, initially when you come, in the world of wisdom, sadhana, whichever way you are entering, your journey, maybe everyone has a unique journey. Initially, at least that's what happened with me. I was looking for topics based on my needs, based on my curiosity. But then later on, topics comes to you. And this is a switch. If you keenly observe, it's a good switch. And it happens with everyone. So don't think, it requires some technical or some kind of a spiritual achievement. No. It's a shift in energy. So yes, it is spiritual, but it's a shift. And when that shift happens, it's a good indicator. Sometime we may not be aware and we may miss it, but it will happen to everyone who's really on this journey. So this topic, which is the emotion code, the body code, right, and the belief code, this one came to me within, I think, 4 to 6 weeks from three different people, three different directions. So I knew this is a topic I have to get into. And when I started getting deeper into it, of course, started with reading the book. And then I met or came across, rather, not met, but came across the person who's trained, who's expert in this. And with those different experiences, it was solving a piece of puzzle for me. And when you can connect the dots, then you start seeing the big picture. And here, what I'll be talking specifically is, we have talked a lot about soul plan. You may have heard about emotion code or all the three of them as a combination. But then how it's interconnected, how really they work together. That was the beautiful moment as you see, as you realize, and as you move forward that yes, it's not theory, it's practical. And that's really a big step. It gives you conviction, it gives you trust, it gives you faith in the process. And that's what we'll be talking about it. I'll be sharing. So here, when we say these three, so why are we talking about them together? So yes, there are three, and they kind of, in your body, you could have any of these direction that they enter, but once you have it, you have it. So then it doesn't matter which one is it. generally it goes against you, right? And that's why we have to resolve it. Now, when we say generally it goes against, because the positive emotions, our body and us, mentally, emotionally, physically, you handle it well. It's the negative one which really creates problem because of many, many reasons. Whether it is that you don't know how to, or you cannot, or you don't, whichever the case is, you don't forgive people. And you think, if I'm forgiving someone, I'm favoring that person. So how can I favor someone who did this to me? Though in practical terms, it's quite the opposite. You do it for yourself. You forgive anyone for yourself, not for others. But whichever way, we will see that these three codes, which are referring to emotions, trapped emotion, it has become, in my opinion, at least, I fully agree and believe that it has become an invisible epidemic, and especially after COVID, especially in youth. When I see, you know, the shift in youth, what has happened, and of course in adults, for sure. But adults, okay, they had work stress, relationship, and all the things. But with students specifically, as I see the high schools or even university, they are so much into now virtual world that the real world is kind of there's a distance, there is a disconnect, and because of that disconnect, uh, the emotion part gets hit very soon. They are in social media, they are in the world where one like can make their life, or it can not getting can break their life. We have come to that point, and hence every day there is so many opportunities for us to get hurt, and that's where this thing comes really into play. So before we get into the emotion part, so what happens is, once we are into this energy, because the body, the whole world is nothing but energy. Even if you see physically, it's actually energy. Now, what happens here is that when everything is energy, and if we are taking in physical world concept, then there is a bigger disconnect. But if we understand everything with respect to energy, it becomes easier. So what happens in the belief code? Belief is a subjective view, right? It is my view. It is my subconscious which has developed this belief. Right or wrong doesn't matter, but it is my belief that something is true or false. It has nothing to do with fact. It's my belief. So whether it's true or not doesn't matter. It is me. It is my experience. It is my environment. It is my life, which is making me believe in something. And once I have this, my life is dictated by that belief. So if I have a belief that no, I can never be a good singer, then doesn't matter what training I take, doesn't matter how much talent I may have, I will never be able to go and sing on a stage or in general, because it's my negative core belief. So generally, when we are talking as a problem, means we are talking of negative, because negative beliefs or negative thoughts, they come, buy one get one free offer. The positive one, you have to really work hard, you have to really pull. But this negative, why? And we will talk about this again, because of these three codes. When we say negativity is so easily stuck in our body, in the mind, right? And that is because of these factors. So once you have a belief system, it will attract more of that negativity. So it's like magnet attracting and pulling these towards you, and you would wonder that, wait a minute, why I'm only having all the trouble? Look at my friends, look at my relatives, they're all enjoying life, right? Because grass is greener on the other side of the fence. So we think only I am having trouble, everyone else is having fun time. But that, keeping that aside, why we have more and more of something? Because of belief code. Now, the worst part is you don't even know. Most of the time, most of the people, that's the case. And we keep thinking about all kind of reasons that why I'm having this. So what happens is, we becomes like a radio station. We are broadcasting. What frequency we are broadcasting? Depending on my belief code, because it's stuck in me. And the more I radiate, the more I receive the same, because universe only say one thing, okay, whatever you're radiating, that's what you want. Universe keep giving you whatever you're radiating or transmitting, or the frequency basically. So what happens here is that this belief system, which is basically negative programming, and that goes in your subconscious mind. So it is not your conscious, but subconscious. Hard to see, hard to get into. So what happens once you have this full-on negative programming? Now you have to change. And if you have to change, you have to access where your software is written. And that's why we talk about meditation, because the only other way to get to subconscious mind is your sleep mode. But sleep mode, you have no power. In meditation, you do have power. And that's why, it comes that why when we are talking about these topics, why meditation? That's the reason. So this negative chatter, negativity, what's happening is limiting you. You cannot live your life with full potential. Not because, again, you're not capable, you don't have potential, but your belief system is holding you up. So you have something, whether you know the source or not, but you have a belief. Now, sometime you may know the source, most of the time we don't. So what happens here is the way the body is reacting, the way your belief system is, and then you have the emotion code, which is giving you all kind of negativity, all kind of negative emotions in life. So what happens in this process is, in many, I won't say most or all, but in many cases or most of the cases, we develop what we call a heart wall. So then what we do is we are kind of blocking our heart. Imagine somebody's in real sense, putting you in a room which is totally enclosed. Now you have no window, no doors, nothing. How will you, or how can anyone access? You're locked. So when we create a wall around our heart, it's called a heart wall. Why? Because of either belief or because of some previous experience. And then what happens? You are locked. You just don't want to do whatever, against that. You cannot. You are powerless against that code. So your life is dictated by whatever you are carrying. You will see people making friends and you cannot. People are having good relations with everyone, you cannot, because you have somehow created this heart wall. Sometimes people create against relationship that everybody is evil. Sometimes people create heart wall because of many, many different hurts or reasons. And we will see where it is coming from. And when you have this imbalance, so what happens when it's come to your body level? Your chakras get disbalanced. What is chakra? Energy centers. What are the energy centers? Forget about 108 or 112, just the 7 main chakras, which are basically energy centers governing all your systems, whether it's your nervous system, whether it's your, lungs and all, which is your breathing and all, your heart, circulation, your immune system, your muscular system. All the systems are governed different regions by these energy centers. They get disbalanced. Hence, we will end up with some kind of physical or mental, emotional, psychosomatic, some kind of issue. And then what do? We go to a doctor. Then we'll take some medicine. When you take allopathic medication, what happens? You have side effects. So, it becomes a snowball effect. And that's the reason of talking about this. So if we can understand this topic, a lot, you can avoid. A lot of pain, suffering, you can avoid. However, let me also tell you one thing before even we get further. I strongly believe, not only my experience, what I have seen also in different settings. Remember, Master, you don't get what you desire. People say, oh, affirmation. Absolutely, I do believe in it. However, you don't get what you desire. You get what you deserve. So there is a difference between being, okay, this is my desire, I want, why I'm not getting it. Are you deserving it or not? And deservedness comes from energy, your frequency, the vibration at which you are. So sometime you will come to these topics. Sometime people can come and even, reset you. Reset means take these emotions out from you. But you will end up with them again if you are not capable of staying away from them. So for example, you clean your room, but I don't change my habit, right? My parents, enter my room and they say, oh my God, it's a mess. They clean up, they put my clothes away, they will make my bed, they will do everything. It looks fantastic. But what will happen after 12 hours, after 24 hours? Same mess. Because I haven't changed. I will come next day, throwing away my clothes, throwing my shoes, my socks, my XYZ. The room is in a mess. So again, you have to remember, you have to work on your deservedness in order to stay free. So it's not a one-time deal. Yes, one-time deal means you can get rid of those emotions. To stay away, you have to work as well. And that's where the soul plan comes, because the good news is soul doesn't work on 10, 20, 50 items in one life, only 2 or 3 max. So if you really get rid of these emotions, you can be in a very blissful state for the rest of your life. And only when you come to that state, you really mean what blissful means. So what happens is, trapped emotions. So you just imagine you have no sorrow, no anger, no depression, or no anxiety, no grief. What life would it be? Wouldn't it be beautiful? Like you will say, okay, tell me I have whole day free now. No pain, no suffering, no negativity, keeping me drained of my energy. So what will happen? You will be much more ready to give. You will be much more in a gratitude mode. You will not be a whiner because you don't have anything to whine about. And that is the shift we are talking about. And it's in your hand. No one else can do it. There is no doctor, there is no guru who can do it for you. They can show you the path. They can show you wisdom in the sense, okay, this is how it has to be done. But ultimately, it's in your hand only. Don't think 100% someone else comes and do it. So what happens? First thing comes emotions. Where are they coming from? If they're that bad, why do they exist? If they are causing me all the discomfort, why do they exist? Right? And is it my emotion or others? Who is the culprit here? So, first thing, since we are talking about the soul plan, soul is energy, nothing else, right? Physical body is a physical body. Of course, it's energy. However, there is a combination of these two energies, permanent energy versus temporary. So the body, temporary energy, soul, permanent energy. Soul cannot experience emotions without this temporary vehicle. Just like if you are flying from city A to city B, you need an aircraft, an aeroplane. Otherwise, you cannot fly. And that's something similar you can imagine. Soul needs to experience emotion. Why? Because that's the only way soul can move toward nirvana, toward liberation. Why? It's like a homework. It's like a learning exam you have to pass. So physical body is a must. It's a necessity. Soul doesn't want it. There is a lot of emotion comes with physical body, but that's what soul wants to learn. But it's not easy. So that's how it's connected to the soul plan. Okay, now emotions are coming. Emotion can come from your own experience. It can come from your environment. Emotion also comes from your ancestors. Emotions also comes, this transgenerational thing when you say your own previous life. So whether it's your own previous life or ancestors, right? So it becomes like a soul family. So what happens is the energy is flowing in the family, the gap of energy, whichever way we take it. One, like a relay race, right? One person gives the baton to the next, and the next person runs, and the next. If anybody completes that task, it is done for the chain. You're done. The whole chain is released from that. Until it is not done, it is passed on. So don't worry, is it my previous birth? Is it my ancestors giving me this homework? Buddy, you are going in human form. Okay, can you do this for me? So don't feel bad, or don't worry where it is coming from. Is it my own during childhood, my environment, what I saw, that kind of thing? It is there. And that is where we talk about genes or DNA. And yes, these energy gaps or emotions do exist generation after generation after generation. How do we know this? It goes through 7 to 10 generations. Well, then it was a very cool experiment done. Cool in the sense of information, not cool on poor mice, because in the labs, mice are the one generally get tested and put through this. So what they did was they took mice as an experimental carrier. So one mice, and then they introduced the smell of jasmine. Now, jasmine smell, it's generally everybody likes it. Nothing wrong. It's a very beautiful smell. And same time the mice got the smell of jasmine, they introduced shock, electrical shock. So the mice got a shock and the smell at the same time. So first, the mice was very happy that, wow, nice smell. And then all of a sudden got a shock. Then you say, what just happened to me? Then next day, same treatment, couple of days, same treatment. What it means is over the period of time, multiple times smell, electric shock, smell, electric shock. So now it became embedded, right? That emotion, because of the own experience, became embedded in mice that as soon as I will have the smell, there's something wrong gonna happen to me, which is the electrical shock. Now, scientists did not give the shock, only introduced the jasmine smell. And the mice would run away. The moment the smell comes, mice would run away because he's expecting the shock. Then they waited for the offspring, means the baby of the mice. No shock was given to the baby. They introduced the smell, the baby ran away. Because that information carried through the genes. That, buddy, whenever this smell comes, there will be trouble. Right? Mice ran away. Then the baby of the baby, same thing. That means now you're talking about the third generation. Same characteristic. The moment you introduce that smell, mice will run away. Not the other mice, but that mice, means that family. So they saw that, okay, it is going after generation and generation and generation. This information goes. It's not just 1 and 2. That's why we say 7 to 10 generations. So it is not just theory or something. It is proven as well. So what happens here is the moment you overcome, then your offspring will not have that problem. That transformation stops right there. So whichever generation does it, you're relieving that energy transfer to the next generation. So it really doesn't matter. It's my previous life, this life, when I was young, doesn't matter. All you have to do is work on it in order to overcome. Emotions are just vibrations, pure energy. Yes, you can call them chemicals because the body is making all those enzymes, hormones, and all that. That's how the emotions are produced. So in one way, they are chemicals, but the other way, they're just vibrations and they're stuck. They're stuck. So wherever they are stuck, what will happen? They will be vibrating. And when they're vibrating, what will happen? The whole area around that is vibrating at that frequency. Emotions are energy in motion. Till the time it's flowing, no problem. Generally, good emotions, they flow. The problem arises the moment you stop that flow. Generally happens with negative emotions. I'm very upset because this person said this to me, or how dare he did, or she did, or he said, she said, whatever. And now I'm angry with that person. Not for a day or two, not for a year or two, for a decade, forever. So am I hurting the other person or myself? Of course, I'm hurting myself. I'm living my life with a trapped emotion. And such trapped emotions are nothing but negativity, negative energy. So what will happen? Wherever that is stuck, it will vibrate, it will cause that vibration in the cells and the tissues of that area, and hence I will have some situation, some illness, disease, discomfort, something will come. And then we say different names for these diseases. Sometimes we say, oh, it is ADHD, it is asthma, it is autoimmune disease, it's my phobia, it is autism, it is bipolar disorder, it is my XYZ diabetic, and blood pressure in simple terms, all those things comes into play. But the source, the starting point is the thought and the emotion. So emotion code doesn't mean, okay, this will resolve everything and all. Of course, you do whatever you have to do in terms of medical help you need. But if we understand this, we will process our emotions properly. And if we process our emotions properly, we will not get trapped emotion. And if you don't get trapped emotion, you will not fall sick. Then there is no need of medicine. So once you need, then of course, go and take medicine. But the point here is, do it as a preventive measure that you don't need, that there is no doubt whether I should go or not. Well, why don't you do a preventive thing, clean up? Now, how do we know? Again, second, about these emotions. So late Dr. Emoto, a great Japanese scientist, so he made this thing visible to the whole world by his famous experiment. He took the crystals of water and he saw under the microscope the crystal formation. And he saw that if he's taking the water from, say, any of the worship place, right? You go to a temple or a church and you see right at the entrance, there will be a, vessel with little water and all. If you take water from there, if you take water from, sometime at home, you will be storing water. So not coming straight from the tap, but stored water. And any places where the energies are positive, a totally different crystal structure, beautiful crystal structure. Took the water from a place like straight from the tap, coming from the city, and all those things, place where there's a lot of chaoticness, or a lot of, you have those, there are some pools, some lakes, some water bodies where that there is that the water is not clear, water has all kinds of toxins or whatever. So running water coming even on our tap, the crystal structure is very weak, if at all there is any. Why? Because it is coming through the whole city underground, and it is absorbing the frequency, the energy of all the negativity it goes through. But the moment same water from the tap water, you just keep it in your house, store it 10 to 12 hours, the crystal structure changes. And then he saw that if I take a glass bottle and I put, just write down any positive, to give the positive energy, like true love or I love myself, whichever way, positive kind of statement or a word, oneness, just label it, and the water changes, the crystal changes in the water, that sample. So our thoughts impacts the water. Why this is so important? Because our body is more than 70% water. So if it can do to the water bottle, you can only imagine what it does to us. And hence this thoughts are so important, because of course emotions are coming from thoughts. So what is the area where it is really kind of processing and whatnot? So you have conscious and subconscious mind. What is the difference? Conscious is I'm awake, I'm doing some, that kind of thing. Or in a computer, imagine you're working on Word, Excel, PowerPoint, whatever. But the programming is in the back end. You never see how they were programmed. You're using those kind of apps, but the real programming is behind. So you're only using 5-7% of the laptop. Programming side you don't see, or a computer, right? Similarly, our mind, we use 5 to 7% the conscious part. Subconscious is the main, where all the programming, including the belief, all the negativity, all the stories, your experiences, every experience is stored, good or bad. So what happens is, it's not just humans, this is for everyone, any living being, we go through the same thing. Whether it is, a small incident that happened while we were young, it will be there. You may not remember what happened when you were 1, 2, or 3, that young, when you were a toddler. But if you can get to your subconscious mind has all the information, and that is what is used in this methodology of body code, emotion code, and the belief code. They can be reversed, they can be released. So that's a technique, and that's what, if you get certified, you will learn. So you don't have to do it for yourself, but to read the book, you can start doing yourself, or you can go to the person who's certified and who's doing, then the person can release you from where? Your subconscious mind. Because that's where if all the information is stored, that yes, I was hurt, this happened, I had this thing or that thing, and you say, oh, really? This happened in age 3, 7. So the person who's certified in this will go through with you, and you kind of get the whole report. Oh, age this happened, age 7, 9, 15, 13, this happened. And you wonder, oh my God, I'm storing all these locked emotions in me. And the moment you release, you'll be a different person. So is it like a magic? It is, kind of. The point here is, we all have emotions. And only once you release, you can feel the difference. And then stay free from them. And that's why this whole sadhana or meditation is important. So subconscious mind, when we are talking about, then question comes, can we connect? And then, how? If answer is yes, then how? And that's what we talked about meditation when we are talking about subconscious mind. And is it a one-time deal? What are we talking here? So yes, when we connect, we go, sleep, you don't have power, so no point. Meditation, that is the way. The other way is this technique. What is this? Triple certification, they call it. And that person talking to you through you will be through this process, they will connect. And again, only through subconscious mind, they will be releasing those, what you have inside. There is another good read from Dr. Perth, Molecules of Emotion. And there are some other books as well. This is not the only one. And you would know that, okay, nothing new. Thousands of years ago, our masters and all different, communities, when you would see, they knew that certain emotions get stuck at certain part, or how it impacts our body. If people have anger, then they will have say liver issue. If they have say grief, they would have a lung or colon issue, right? Fear, they will have kidney or bladder issue. So these kind of correlation they knew, right? So once we understand, it becomes easier to decode yourself. You know that, okay, I'm having lung issues. Say my breathing has problems since I was child. I have no other thing, but yes, something to do with my respiration system. So you can do the reverse coding that, okay, if it is this, what does it mean? Now, there are two schools of thought. One, the modern one mostly. They say, oh, emotion may originate wherever, but it will go and get stuck to the weakest part, whichever is the weak link, means where the immune system is low, you have inflammation, and those kind of things. The other school of thought, which is basically our masters, our Vedas, and other older, civilization, they will say each emotion has a linkage with particular organ. So like we were talking about, if you have anger, it will go to this. If you have grief, it will go to this. If you have, all those things. So it doesn't matter which way, but one thing is clear. There is a relationship. And if we know where we have issue, we can reverse and say, okay, do I have this kind of emotions? Why? Where is it coming from? And then release it. If you are successful, you get rid of it. No need of, taking medicine and whatnot kind of thing. And if you can stay free, that's even better. Right? Now, a lot of examples, a lot of things are coming out now scientifically. Why? Before it was Newtonian physics. Newtonian physics took everything as matter. Couldn't explain all these phenomena. Now in the last, you can say 25, 30 years, quantum physics has really come out. Again, it is science, that new or this generation that is learning through quantum world. Our masters, our Rishi Muni, they knew quantum thing thousands of years ago. Otherwise, how did they know all this? But nevertheless, quantum means basically subatomic particle, or the smallest unit if you are going through. So what they explain through this, or now that we know, there are some cool experiments, and hence people understood that yes, everything is energy. Because it is difficult to understand that, hey, I can see you, a human body sitting in front of me. Something I can see, I can touch, I can feel. So what do you mean you are just energy? You are not physical. Because through experiments now we know that electrons are switching from energy to matter 7.8 times per second. When observer is watching, it converts into matter. The moment observer takes the focus, means you look away from that particular thing, it converts into energy. And all these school research, and especially the top universities in US, when they were involved, they were doing all these things, then obviously the main science started believing in it. Otherwise people thought, these are just stories. So here it was so clear that, okay, thoughts are energy, we are all connected, doesn't matter the distance. And that's why we say, time, space, space, time. Distance doesn't matter. Time doesn't matter, right? So those are the concepts, that we are all connected, thoughts are powerful. So please, master, one thing remember, like we were talking about, you are like an antenna. If you think that I'm only thinking, I'm not speaking the words, that means I'm good. No. Whether you speak or not, you have thought in your mind as harmful as speaking. So don't think, okay, I didn't create that sound energy, the vibration and all that. Don't think that just having that negativity in your mind is okay. Only when I speak, it will create problems. No. That thought is the root cause. If you speak, like we said, speak your mind. Okay, if you're speaking it out, you're taking it out, that's a different story. You have a thought, the damage starts right there. So the shift from positive to negative, how important, how urgent, then you decide. Why do you want to live even a single more day with that thing? So you have to now find out what is your story. Generally, we comment on others. Generally, we say a lot about others. But do we know even who we are, who I am? Only when you meditate, when you calm down, lower the noise, then you go in and you say, this is what I think about myself. This is the story I have myself. And then you will know, oh, I don't think good about myself in this. I don't think good about myself. Oh, this is a negative thought. This is my negative belief. And you will discover all them. In order to fix, first you have to find. You have to acknowledge that, yes, there is an issue. Otherwise, what are you going to fix? So before anybody can work, you have to identify, then only they work. So actually this technique of, when we say body code, emotion code, it has both identification and the release of these codes also from your body. So of course, today we are not going for the technique, but just the information that when we say if anybody is certified, there are a lot of people in North America actually. In India, there are very limited, in fact, very not to this extent. And I wish there are more of them. But if you read the book, yes, you can try yourself and all, but the process is very simple. That's the beauty. It's not like, you have to go to a university course and whatnot. And these are the things I wish they teach in, kindergarten and junior, or, even high schools, rather than all of the things that we don't know how the body functions. So what happens is in children, trauma at birth, emotion from grandparents, and how do we know that, and how to get, recovery and all that. So for example, again, this example is from the book. So there were twins. So the trauma, like both the twins were very different in behavior. One will be always like normal, laughing, bubbly, all this. The other person is very, very like, quiet and kind of always scary, kind of feeling panic mode, all those things. And when they did this analysis, and they found that, okay, he was waiting, he was second in line. They were twins, right? So from one child has to come out first. He was second in line, but the first one has no hurry to go out, and this guy behind him is kind of just waiting to come out. And you can imagine emotions. It doesn't matter, you are not even born at that time, but you will have some emotions of that. And because of that, claustrophobic kind of feeling came into. So the whole life, you are always afraid of being trapped. So sometimes it starts there, sometimes it starts from whichever way, but they get trapped. People get same pattern as their grandparents. So what happens? Trapped emotional frequency stays with you. You don't know what you don't know. So once it is released, then only you know the benefit. You don't know where it is coming from, but sometimes only when you pay attention, you can start decoding. But the good thing is, whether you know exact root cause or not, the important thing here is finding out that you have this. And how do you know this? Just observe your behavior pattern. You would know that I'm always doing this, or I'm always behaving like this, or in this kind of situation, I do this. Your body is giving you hint. We just sometimes don't listen to the body. Every pain in the body is telling you something. Of course, if you fell down, get hurt, that's a different pain. Sometimes people say, oh, my knee pain, my back pain, my headache, I'm getting headache, I don't know why every day. They're all indication. Any discomfort is an indication. We just don't listen, or we don't know how to decode. So what happens is, when you or someone does to you, it can be done by others, someone else does to you, that person also accessing your subconscious mind. From there, finding out through you. So it's not a magic, but through you, okay, these are the emotions stuck in you. And when you see it's really painful, you would wonder, my God, I had all this. I wish I knew this before. I would have dealt with it. I would have got rid of it. I would have, done something about it. You don't know what you don't know. So what can you do? And that's why the idea here is awareness. That, okay, solution is there. But again, solution doesn't mean I get somehow, resolve and then I behave the same way. No, change. Otherwise, you will get them again. So when we say purpose of life and trapped emotion, again, what's happening here? Every soul comes with a purpose of life. You are here to move towards liberation, nirvana, mukti. That means you are here to experience certain emotion, learn from it, and move forward. That is the soul plan. So soul, as a family, they have a planning that, okay, I will be your spouse, you will be my parents or my kids, and I will learn from you this, or I will teach you this. That's how it's a very complex web between two souls within the family. So you can imagine how many soul plans you have. So what happens is, you have inherited, like we talked about, transgenerational trauma, those things you are carrying. And because of them, those gaps and all, you have negative thoughts, negative emotions, like whatever, learning and understanding and all those things. But the good thing is, they are linked. So once you start resolving them, it becomes easy. If you understood, then yes, you can stay away from them. You are here to learn. So don't blame any person or event giving you tough time. Thank that person, because that person is doing it as per your request, what we call a soul plan. You requested that soul behave like this with me, and hence I would experience, and hence I would learn what my soul wants to learn as an emotion. So stop blaming or having negativity towards such example, because they are doing it on your behalf. There are so many examples, like even a family having autism in one of the child. And again, fast forward, working with it, and then you realize the soul has selected this condition because of this. And it will somehow come to you that, okay, this is what I have to learn. So if you want to change anything, don't think the other person has to change. Don't think your child has to improve medically, physically, mentally, whatever it is. It is you. Only find out what do I have to change in me. And it will come down to one or the other emotions, some belief system, somewhere that you have to change. And you would wonder, I change, then how come his or her condition or behavior is changing? But that's how it happens. I mean, so many examples, whether health-wise or behavioral-wise. Whether it has happened with colleagues, it has happened in a family setting, it has happened in all settings. You change and things change that you think is impossible to change. So this is what we call spiritual awakening. Soul is here. They choose the combination, right? Who will be my relation? Who will be my friend? The plan. And then, you're going away from ego-based. You're away from that, the low-level emotions. Going to the high level means heart-center consciousness, like going from whining to gratitude mode. But the way this soul plan works is, first, it takes you towards what we call suffering. Because unless you come to a point where you say enough is enough, generally, soul doesn't come this way. So to identify your soul plan, the easiest thing is find out what is that life challenging thing, right? Find out that, okay, because generally it will go against your plan. Generally we stay in denial mode. But find out, is there a contrast in life? Sometimes you have a feeling that I'm gonna beat the challenge. Okay, don't be in a victimized, victim consciousness, what we call. Don't think you're gonna beat the challenge and not understand it, live with it, remove the resistance. That's what we are trying to do. So find out what is it that really makes your heart sing. What is it that makes you sad? What are those biasness, judgmental issues that you have? What is it repeating in your life? And increasing intensity. Anything which is repeating only is still okay. But if it is increasing intensity, like, okay, I lost $100, then I lost 1,000, then I lost 10,000, increasing intensity. First, I just slipped, hurt. Then I not only slipped or whatever, I broke my bone, right? And then I ended up in ICU, increasing intensity. All of your biasness, all of your judgmental nature, whatever you are judging in others is coming from your either this life or the previous or ancestral, doesn't matter, need to work on it. Whatever makes your heart sing, do more of that. Whatever makes you sad, work on that. So what happens? Simple. All you do is do more of what makes you sing, do less of, the other thing, make more and more the new things, accept, overcome, start learning, how to forgive people and all those things. And as you understand this, the body code, emotion code, belief code, it will help you in understanding who you are. And the moment you understand who you are, release and stay free. And that is the whole point. It's not a one-time deal. Is, yes, you're your core thing. You have to stay away from them. The small thing will keep coming. Life will keep throwing stuff at you, whether you want or not. That's life. But once you learn how to shrug them off, it will be much easier. So masters, that was today's topic. If anybody has any question or if you had the same thing, you want to share your experience, sure. So back to you, Pratiji.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gauravji. It was really amazing information and how you took us through that scientific research about how body stores the memories and beliefs and emotions and how they lead to a disease, a discomfort in our body, and it is calling for some kind of lessons to be learned. Until we learn, process it, we are not releasing it, and we will be giving it to our next generation. So this is an amazing understanding. Just one question is that how does meditation help? You actually told us that we tap into the subconscious mind and we start releasing it. But just meditation, will that help us to release these emotions, stored emotions?
So that's a great question because I can tell you from two sides. First, like as I said before, you get what you deserve, not what you desire. So if you are ready, if your deservedness is there, you will get into meditation. Meditation will first calm you down, and the process itself will start releasing the emotion. It may take more time, but it will do it. Suppose if you go with someone who's certified in these codes, what we call this triple codes, that person can in one session may release, say, a lot, not all, 100%, a lot, right? It may take 2 sessions, 3 sessions, whatever. But then you may get it again. Why? Because I'm not ready for it. Means I don't deserve, means my energy or my soul is not ready for meditation. So I have seen people who get kind of scared. Why? They say, oh, I did meditation the very first or when they're learning, and I had this experience, that experience. And I'm like, wow, wonderful. Why are you scared? This is what it's supposed to do, to fix things, right? But they don't understand that because they're not ready for it. So it all depends where in your journey you are. So whichever way, yes, if you are doing meditation, if you are able to get into sessions listening to wisdom, that means the soul has already moved through those phases. Then meditation, whether you know any topic or not, just do meditation, it will resolve everything. But it may take longer time, or you may not be able to say how long it may take. But if you continue meditation and learn and work on yourself, you can just expedite the healing.
Right. So how do we feel more deserving?
More deserving means you would know what's changing inside. The moment you stop whining and you are more in oneness, the more you are in forgiveness mode, the more you are into oneness mode. That means when people are gossiping, before you would have joined them, whether it's gathering, parties, colleagues, there is always a group which is talking about others all the time. Now you don't join them, right? Now you are always trying to help. This person is always trying to act smart, this, that, but rather than just again a whining mode, you say, okay, man, you know so that those changes will tell you are on the right path, your energy is shifting, or what we call consciousness.
Beautiful. We have a question on the chat from Rita. She says that how to correct this program. I'm getting more negative and negative. She feels lonely. She's living alone, so she's not able to interact with people. How to overcome the heart wall that you were talking about?
So, Rita ji, first of all, the good news is this life is like a game of golf. It is not the game of soccer or cricket where the team of 10, 11, or whatever players are playing. Golf means you may go 3 or 4 as a group, but the score is individual. So you are living alone, doesn't matter. You always work on yourself. You never try to fix others in this meditation and all, in this sadhana world or spiritual world. So in any case, you are there with you. That's all what matters. So first, that alone part, don't feel anything that it has of any concern. Second, is start from somewhere, wherever you are, and keep moving, forward. If you are a new meditator, doesn't matter. You are a seasoned meditator, doesn't matter. Wherever you are, you just keep learning more topics. Why learning? When you learning means you heard it and you understood it, and now you trust it. Otherwise, it's not learning, it's just listening, right? You can be listening to YouTube whole day and learn nothing out of it. It's a waste of time. You will think, wow, I heard about this. Yes, but it's better to listen to one, implement, try something, and learn from it and say, yes, now I trust. The moment you trust some process, now you will see the magic happening. So you need to develop that, acceptance and then surrendering. That's what this whole process is all about. You cannot surrender unless you understood and accept. If you are accepting because of fear, it won't work. Fear is a lowest level energy. You have to accept with surrender and acceptance. So doesn't matter you are sleeping alone, doesn't matter, if you may have some issues in the past. The moment you come to oneness, forgiveness will come easy. Forgiveness is not just about saying someone, I've forgiven and all those things. Very simply, in forgiveness, you have to understand this is for whom, not the other person, for you yourself. So don't worry about the other person. Absolutely. Yes, it doesn't mean I'm forgiving someone, the person comes back tomorrow and does the same thing to me. No. So you can review the videos of forgiveness, and you will understand how to do it if you have not learned so far. But that will slowly open up the heart wall. The moment you start forgiving, the moment you come into gratitude and oneness, it will break the heart wall away. Your heart will be open and acceptance mode.
Thank you, Gauravji. If I'm right, I remember that you overcame a very chronic disorder or health condition in your life, right?
That is correct. I had a stage 3 plus cancer 5 years ago, more than 5 years ago.
So how was that journey? Like, what did you really explore and how could you heal yourself?
See, I did go through all the treatment because that was the time when I was getting deeper into the meditation part, because I came through yoga first, and then came later on the pranayama and meditation in my life. So yoga came first, and during that time, I went into full on the wisdom mode, means understanding how things are happening and whatnot. I went through Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, all kind of different masters, Greg Braden. And in fact, Greg Braden went through the same thing. Actually, one of the things, because I could identify 4 reasons for my situation, and one of the same was what Greg Braden had actually. So listening to him and understanding, I said, wow, that's very similar. That's exactly the same thing we have been doing. So again, one of the things very simply is, when you have something and you keep thinking about something, that I will do this, I will do this, you are radiating, you are transmitting that, energy. So only by understanding, then, okay, now I know, because when you don't know, you don't know. Change your thought process and immediately shift your energy. Important thing is, then don't fall back into the trap. What I have seen so far, many people who get stuck and who are, I have seen people more aware in terms of information than me, but they couldn't implement, they couldn't break that, the ego barrier and forgiveness barrier. And that's where all these things I see, I said, what's the problem? You just do this and that. And then I could see they're spinning the wheels. So yes, and again, it's not a right or wrong, but I kept experimenting. Being an engineer, I had a problem, prove it to me, prove the meditation work, prove this work, that work. So I kept experimenting with the pranayama and all those. During my treatment, actually, I learned advanced meditation. It's called Shunya, where you go through a lot of pranayama, and I saw the power of those pranayama. And it was just amazing that how just by changing mudras, right, depends on which mudra I'm using, right, just by changing the mudra, you are transferring your energy to either the top lobe, middle lobe, or the bottom lobe of the lung. So things like those, that gives you the power. Keep experimenting. Then I bought, towards the end of that 1 year, I bought an instrument. It's called BioWell. It measures the human energy field. So I use that to measure and then improve my sadhana. That, okay, I'm doing meditation, my chakra alignment is so and so. Okay, is working or not working? Or if I do this, then a very big thing was my diet. Diet is not just what you eat. Uh, in fact, what you eat is a very small part. How often you eat, how you eat, when do you eat, what time, and all those things. Those things help me a lot. And then when you are trying to listen, one expert says go left, the other says go right. So this was the heart surgeon actually in Harvard Institute, US. And then lucky enough, he said, don't listen to me, just go to, it's a PubMed, PUBMED. It's a website for US, free journal or whatever they publish medically is there. And then whatever topic I will research, I will go and confirm what science is. And that gives you some reference that, okay, it makes sense or it doesn't make sense. People say take, leave sugar. And they say take sweetener, zero calorie sweetener. And I found that zero calorie sweetener is actually poison. So, once you experiment, I said, what? And you are saying this, so that's why you have to do your own bit. Like, I know I'm in North America. I'd never see sun for 6 to 8 months in a year. So then I experimented. I came to learn about grounding, the value of grounding, what it does to you, the Panchbhuta impact. So then I bought this grounding mat. So I'm using in my office, in my home, both grounding mat. It's always connected because in winter, 6 months, you cannot go out. But the mat is giving me the same impact what I would have got while walking. So when you cannot do something, find out an alternate. And, those kind of experiments and keep doing. But the most important is experiment on yourself.
Beautiful. Thank you, sir. We have a question on the chat by Nag. He is asking if a person has been practicing forgiveness for more than a decade, but often gets to face hardship situations that are stemmed from family that never processed their emotions, how to deal in more mature manner to move ahead?
Okay. So see, it's a little difficult for me to answer because I need some clarification here. Because first you say you have been practicing forgiveness for more than a decade. So I'm assuming you are not talking about the same, like the forgiveness on the same person. You're just saying in general, I hope. Because if you have understood, then it should come naturally, right? Now the question comes when you, like it says, but often gets to face a hardship situation that are stemmed from family that never process their emotions. So that means you are saying there are family members who have never processed, and they basically life is throwing at you things, one after the another. So maybe forgiveness is not an issue here. Soul plan is, right? And your simple answer could come like, if you recall, I know the last slide because this was not on soul plan. You have to just see if a person or an event, like I was talking about the soul plan, giving you a hard time, hug that person or that event because you requested that person to behave in that fashion with you. So if your relatives, people around you are behaving in a certain way, find out what is the common factor. And that is the factor your soul plan indicates. It could be your communication, it could be your whatever that may be, because it could be anything. But you have to find out what is the common thing. If 5 people are after you, what is the reason? You're always having issues with those 5 individuals or 10 individuals. You will find something common. And remember, your ego, its job is to protect you. So first, your ego will not let you understand or accept at all. So you have to be mindful and then overpower your ego. Because see, that's how the system is developed by universe. The soul comes to experience emotion, but soul is a different entity. Physical body is a different entity. Physical body says, I am here, I have to live my life. Ego is hired by physical body, employee of physical body. So ego's job is to protect the physical body. I should not feel hurt, not get emotionally or whatever. Soul says, ego, go away. You are coming in my way, in my learning. Ego says, You go away. My boss is physical body. Why should I listen to you? And this is the fight. Ego becomes a wall between the soul and the body. So dilute your ego, dissolve your ego. Then you can see through. Then you will know, oh, this person is actually messaging me this. Then you don't feel negativity about that person or that event. Like in my life, the best thing, like you were just asking me what health condition I went through, that was the best thing ever happened to me. Because whatever I've learned before that in 40 years or 45 years or whatever, is nothing, not even 5-10% what I learned in 5 years in the past 5 years. So the soul advancement it's like exponential. What I mean is, so you don't hate a person who's so negative against you, for you, whatever is happening. Understand what is that negativity, and then decode that, okay, this is related to this skill or this element. That is my soul plan. And the best thing is when you will fix that behavior, that negativity will go away. I guarantee you, because this I have experienced myself and other people that I've worked through, they have done it too. And first they say, hey, go away. That's what they tell me. This will never happen. This can never happen. This person will never change. I said, don't try to change the other person. You have to change yourself. You never try to change the other person. The moment you change your switch, so many examples which are nothing sort of miracles happens in your life, which will never happen just by changing the other person. Why? Because it's soul plan. They are only doing on your request. Perfect.
Beautiful, sir. Nag, I hope Nag sir has got his answer.
Yeah, he's showing thumbs up. That means I would say, okay.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for explaining that so beautifully. Sir, Rama Ma'am is asking which video to watch that was mentioned. You were talking about the forgiveness video.
Okay, so I can post, let me quickly, a link. So give me just 5 seconds. And basically, all my videos are based on my own learning and making it simpler. So those will be the simplest way to, go through it, because sometimes the way forgiveness people say, it may not. One second, let me. Okay, this should work. Okay, yes. So I think you should be able to take it from the chat. I just shared the link there.
Yes, we got it.
Okay, perfect.
Cool. Yeah, Nages is saying that too often I waited for people to change and stuck with them, hoping they would change, but I got the answer. Thank you. He's thanking you, sir. Thank you.
Very welcome.
So we have one more question from Guruva. They ask that, was this emotion absorbed from someone else, like family member, colleague, stranger, or for me, or it is inherited? If someone else, so how to protect for myself, like my emotions, key is my side only.
Guru, I'm not sure entirely about the question, so I'm going, and let me read again. Was this, which emotion you are referring when you say, was this emotion absorbed from someone else? If you're talking about one of yours, then I don't know if you're talking about the examples I was giving. I'm not sure, but or any kind of emotional. Okay, so see, if you are again, if you're aware of the emotion, that doesn't matter where it is coming from, right? Then just deal with it, get rid of it, and all. If you're going through, say, a certified person who does this thing, right? And then that person can decode in the sense that you have this emotion, that emotion, and the person will be releasing it for you. So then again, it is the person will be able to tell if it is coming from ancestors or if it is from you within this lifetime. Why? Because subconscious mind knows this. If you come to that level, you can go through books and certificate, then you can do it yourself. So this becomes that technique or certification kind of thing, where you can find out which one is coming from you, what is the source, which age. And based on many people, again, I'm just working with one particular person or specialist in this particular one, because once you say, okay, it works, then why keep changing? For different people, I refer to that only. But yes, in the report or in the assessment, you will see this, that yes, it is coming from there. And all. So there is a way of finding, certainly, right? But in general, you say, I'm doing myself, right? I don't go to anyone, whatever. Then you just find out very simply what is hurting you, what is really going after you, event or person. You say, what is my bottom line learning, like we were talking about just now. Find out, okay, if this is my soul plan, I have to learn this particular thing, keep working on it. In your meditation, you will have some clarity that what emotions you think you are dealing with, then you have to just overcome. One more thing I can tell you here, and I'm glad you asked this, because sometime when it is ancestral, we have those 16 days in a year when you kind of people pray for ancestors, right? Forget about the religious part. I'm just talking about spiritual part. Those days are specific days. That's why I'm saying you can do anytime. But because the energy is more suitable during those days, right? Any of those days, two things are important. You have to be full of gratitude, and you have to be in a forgiving mode. That means you tell your ancestors and yourself both that thank you, you gave me this homework, I have overcome this, and I'm out of this. Whatever you think, emotions that you have been carrying and you think it is from past, whatever, and you don't know. This way you release it. Don't worry whether it really came from ancestor, it is from whom, XYZ, doesn't matter. Why? Ultimately, it is you releasing with gratitude, not with fear, not with anger. That, hey, you gave me this, because of you, or no, right? Because from you, your kids also have got some. This is a chain. But the best part is, even if your kids got something, but if you release, they will be relieved also. They don't have to do anything, because the energy kind of evaporates from chain before and chain after. But don't do it with fear. People generally go such things, fear, oh, this, that. No, go with understanding. Then only you can be with positivity. Otherwise, negativity comes by default.
Yes, hope that helps. Thank you so much. There's one more question from a Zoom user saying that since long I am doing Ho'oponopono prayers for one person, but it's not effective. What should I do?
For one person means what? You can only do anything for you. Don't try to heal anyone. Don't try to fix anyone. You can only work on yourself. So if you have been praying or doing, I know you are saying, prayer for one person. So it's not 100% clear, but anyway, all I would say is work on yourself.
Exactly. Ho'oponopono is done for self. And there's a story like one person comes asking, I'm doing this Ho'oponopono for my grandson. He's not getting healed. And that's when Dr. Hewlin says, you're trying to heal a wrong person. You have to do the prayer for yourself, not your
Exactly.
grandson, because healing happens through you. So first you have to heal yourself. So I think, as you said exactly, one has to work on themselves. I think we don't have any questions on the chat. We had a hand raised by Vikilji. Vikilji, who have any questions?
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, sir. It's always good to, your sessions are always fantastic, and deep gratitude to you. Sir, I have a question when you were explaining that you get what you deserve, you don't get what you desire. So let's say, we desire something, we don't get that, and because of that gap, we gets into the disappointment, and then the suffering starts from there. Or what you desire, you get much more than that, different kind of flavor. So as you said, you will get only what you deserve. So in this process, we get into the accepting or surrendering. Okay, whatever we got should be okay. So what are we doing actually in this process? We are cutting down our desire, or accepting whatever we are getting, or we are kind of giving up everything. Okay, whatever we got, it's okay, let's accept it and move on and forget about that. We could have got more, and put effort to reach toward that, what you desire.
So great question, Vikalji. So let's talk about this, the next part, because we only talk about the first part of that sentence. So 100% you only get what you deserve, not what you desire. So you are asking, if I still want more, what should I do? Keep desiring more and keep improving your deservedness. That means there is no boundary, there is no limitations what I can get. Some people say, what's wrong with me? We both asked for, say, example, a new car. This person got it in 2 days, and I'm like 1 year and nothing is happening. That person deserved, got it. You may be not getting it, right? So it's not a question of good, bad, or anything. One has to look in a bigger picture, means with respect to soul plan. Now, what does it mean? Suppose my soul plan says, in this time, I have to experience lack. Lack could be of relationship, finance, health, whatever. So my time is, say, lack of finance, money. Now, my parents, my brother, or my friend comes and say, oh my God, you are suffering, right? In their eyes. Here is this X amount of money. Boom, all the problem goes away. They think they are doing a wonderful job, but they are messing up with my soul plan. My plan, for my soul is experience lack. Even if they give me a big lump sum of money, I will lose it again. Then people will again blame me. You loser, blah, 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 we gave you. My plan is to experience lack. Don't give me. So in that lack, if I am saying, I wish a car, no, this is not the time. Nothing wrong with affirmation or any kind of process. So these, different topics work together. But when we look in isolation and we say affirmation doesn't work because I've been doing for 1 year, and look at this guy, 1 month, I've been doing meditation for 10 years. No, you are working on your energy, whatever that energy is at that time. If it is lack, you are really doing good job. You are experiencing lack and you will move forward. That is the difference. It's not a question of what is right or wrong. I can ask for spiritually progress. What can I do? I can ask for materialistic world. I want a new car, new home, whatever. But deservedness means the right time, because if I have to experience lack, that is not the right time, means I do not deserve at this point. Even if I get, I will lose it. So deservedness doesn't mean something wrong with me, that I did something bad, my bad karma. No. Deservedness is a net result of what it is supposed to happen now. And life tells us, we don't need to go to any workshop, any expert or anything. Life will tell you that I tried 3 times, not happening. Tricky part is, where do we stop? People say, keep trying, don't give up. So that becomes a tricky question. Is it I'm trying too much and life is telling me, buddy, don't do it. This is not your cup of tea for now. When do we say it is right thing to stop, or am I stopping too early, or I'm adamant? This comes with understanding. And for that, there is no right or wrong, but keep listening or keep your eyes and all the senses open to the universe. The universe will give you a hint. We just don't know how to interpret or how to see, not see with the eyes, but see from the energy perspective.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. And just a reverse phase of this, whatever you are desiring, you are not getting that. But whatever you are desiring, you are getting much more than that. Then what do we do? How do you explain that? Do we need to increase our boundaries of our desire? Okay, we desire much more and we should increase there, or what to do? How do we take that?
See, again, interesting part. Doesn't matter I'm which stage of my learning. I'm of learning of lack or learning of abundance. Doesn't matter where I am. I have to take it with gratitude. If I have to experience abundance, I will get a lottery, or someone will give me, someone will do something. If I am in ego, I'm wasting that moment, because the balancing of karma says you have to experience both sides of the coin. So if it is a health, I have to experience abundance of health, lack of health. So when I'm experiencing abundance of, in this case, finance or money, and I'm in ego that, oh, I'm donating money, I lost that opportunity. I have to redo it. Now, when I have to experience lack, if I'm only whining, look at my life, I'm a loser, I'm this, look at the other guy, everybody's enjoying. So if I'm only negative day to night, I'm losing that opportunity. I have to redo that part again. That means even when I'm in lack, I have to take it gracefully that, okay, this is what I have to experience. Wonderful. No whining. Learn from whatever you are going through. Then that check mark is complete. And then I go to the next. It's like grade 5 to 6, 6 to 7. Otherwise, keep repeating the same class again. In both ways, I have to be in the receiving mode. I have to accept with gratitude. Doesn't matter good or bad. Because good or bad is based on physical term. For soul, it's an experience. So that's when you get more and more. And you will complete that chapters quickly. But if I'm getting more and more, and then I got into ego, and then I'm misusing that opportunity, it's a loss. It's a pity. But if I can get into the positive mode and I'm making use of it for who? Oneness, society, and everyone, not just me, at the most my family. The moment I open my heart, oneness, right? That's when the energy expands.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Nicely explained. Deep gratitude to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor.
Thank you, sir. I know we are over time. There's one last question on the chat. Can we take that, sir?
Sure.
Rama Malapuri is asking, so when the soul plan is lack, then the energy needs to be changed. Does that energy need to be changed?
No, I'm not sure which. When the soul plan is in lack, so you are facing the lack part. The energy needs to, which energy, I'm not sure which energy needs to be changed. You have to just experience that. See, the karma, law of karma says you have to experience both. So don't think when you are in a lack, you did some bad karma, that's why you are in a lack. No, you have to go through it. Soul has to complete both chapters. So you will face good health, you will face some illness or whatever that thing is. You will face a lot of relationship, and you will face a time when there is no relationship. And you have to learn how to deal with this, how to deal with that, not at the same time, of course. So it doesn't mean you did a bad job, bad karma. That's why you are feeling that. So don't worry about anything. Just take that gracefully. That's all what it means. Learn, experience, and move on.
Yes, sir. Uh, yeah, you have beautifully answered all the questions and taken us through this deep subject today. It was really amazing listening to you, Gaurav, sir. And yes, I think there's a question by Amar asking, are these sessions happening every week? These sessions are happening every day, actually. This is a 365-day program. And on Sundays, we have masters like Gaurav, sir, joining us to share deep understandings. So you can join our WhatsApp group. Sirisha, can you please share the WhatsApp channel here? And sir, it was really amazing because, as always, you open up our perspective so broadly and make us come into the present moment and accept what is in the present moment as it is without expectations and go through the learning of the life as it is, because that's why we are here to experience and to expand and evolve. So you always bring us back to that grounding and to that basics of spiritual practices. Thank you so much for your time, wisdom, and energy for sharing it with us today, sir. It was really amazing talking to you.
Thank you very much to you, Patriji, for inviting and all, and also to all other volunteers in the team, because I know there is a lot of energy in the background to make such programs happen. So thanks to thanks to all the masters who joined directly or through, later on through the channel, through video. So namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. And friends, thank you for being with us today. We will continue the journey of meditation. So see you all tomorrow. Have a great weekend ahead. Have a beautiful day. See you all tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.